warning. Right off the bat, I may very well cry in this video. Oh. Hi guys, this is Connie. It's not even 10:15 in the morning yet, technically. Let me see. Tamagotchi says it is almost 10:15 in the morning. And I have been awake since 5:30. Now, mind you, I got a pretty decent night's sleep. And this may be today's dot 11, but at the same time, so much has happened just in this morning that I'm just like, it's so much stuff to process. It's ridiculous. And you're gonna get like sun-bleached face, but you can still see the nose. My face is allergic to feelings, so when I feel the need to cry, which is incredibly therapeutic, like it helps me relieve stress in that brief moment of crunch time, and I'm able to just kind of let everything else clear out. And it's very helpful, I think, for the sinuses and whatever congestion and stuffiness I've been having from various sickness recently. So she got up. I got a really good night's sleep because I fell asleep about an hour to 2 hours after she did. So that means I got to bed before 10, right? Right. She wail cries in the middle of the night, and I don't know if it feels like it's probably a constant combination of the constipation she's dealing with and some of the gassiness and the teething, and she's out. Okay. But, yeah, she finally went to sleep. She's been fighting this nap for the last 2.5 hours. Because I knew before Mustachio woke up for work, I was like, she could fall asleep right now, and she just wouldn't. She just kept going and going and going. Kind of sounds like somebody I know. And what else did I do today? I started a load of laundry. I don't think I did anything in the kitchen. We watched a lot of VeggieTales. She ate multiple times. I was successfully able to give her some Constipation Ease by Bliss, which I thoroughly recommend their product. I haven't had I've had only success with their product thus far, and I can't complain. If it's gonna help ease her constipation without giving her like harsh laxatives, I'm always cool with that. Let's see, let's backtrack. Said goodbye to Mustachio. He helped out a lot while I was trying to get the baby in the car, while get my stuff so that I can go pick up my parents and we can do the Freedom Center, which is basically a Freedom Aquatic and Fitness Center. Mom and I go water walk, and my dad sometimes does his workouts and joins us in the pool later. But it's fun for the baby. She loves it. I'm glad that she loves it. My little water baby is just like me. And so in doing all of that, I had to refill a couple of things for her as far as her travel bottles of like shampoo and moisturizer. I did a morning, I'm trying this thing from a magazine because that's totally sounds legit. I'm trying to do like this what is it called? Intermittent fasting. And they talk about making yourself this like skinny latte. It's basically off the keto diet of sorts, and I just got all the components for it, and it's not a bad drink. It doesn't taste like a fantastic sugared latte, but it's not bad. And I did that this morning. I've had almost a liter of water atop everything else. Some of my body clock system is off from last month because of the stress of like having family people in. Our whole house dynamic was completely upturned for over a week, which was not a bad thing. Like, I enjoyed it, my body did not. And so, and I was not regularly taking some of the medications I was prescribed because I kind of wanted to just restart and I wanted to recharge my body so that it didn't have to be on all that medication. And we're talking about a prenatal vitamin and metformin, which can be used in 2 different ways. One, it's like a pre-diabetic medication, but at the same time, it can be used to help treat PCOS and help regulate your periods and helps you lose weight. I definitely went off that and gained 10 pounds in that whole month. Was just thinking about trying to not forget a handful of tasks that are going to be happening throughout the day. Like by 4 o'clock, we're going to be at the church doing sound check stuff for Christmas Eve. I want to send Christmas Eve invitations out via social media, which I think I've gotten it on 2 out of like 4 of my major platforms that I work on. 5 if you count YouTube. But I never thought about it because typically it's for the local area. So unless you're like a local yokel who happens to watch my videos, hey, you're invited to Christmas Eve at Chapel Springs Church. And you could watch it on live stream if you don't have anything to do Christmas Eve day. It's going to be launching from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's a thing. Yes, this video is going to be a little bit longer and so I cried because I got frustrated. Not only had I been able to put her in the car seat and get her here and Sam was able to keep her calm, she then finally pooped, which she hadn't been able to do all morning. So it was anticipated, but the timing, the timing of life. And so, hi puppy dog, checking out your space within your house. Yardage. They're finally getting it off. Huzzah. And she is snoring. She is snoring hardcore. And we're going through the Advent calendar at church, which I feel like is going to be a whole nother video in and of itself because they're going through Jesus as our high priest, and I have like a whole lot of thoughts. Like this week, out of all the other weeks of Advent, I feel like this is like, it took 3 weeks to finally get to a point where I want to like, I have ideas, I have thoughts, I have all of these things going on in my head, and they're just kind of starting to finally, like I'm starting to regulate like journaling and taking notes and having dialogue with Mustachio, which has been fantastic. Got her dressed. She's not in pajamas anymore, which is always progress on Monday morning. I shine on Mondays. Like I felt very alert and very active. And now that I'm trying to recount all the things that I did this morning, I'm going, I can't remember. The baby and I were up for most of it. I think I just got my bearings. Like I was able to reorganize my diaper bag purse, which is right here. It's beautiful leather from Lily Jade. Shameless plug. They are fantastic. So that's a thing. I'm watching this guy put this couch on his addition to the back of his truck. And a part of me is like, thank God, I really wanted to get that done for my neighbor at some point in the future, but my schedule did not allow it. And all I hear is the wonderful snores of my baby. So I need to call my mom and tell her, by the way, baby just went to sleep. Finally. And I'm sure she knows this too, which is why she hasn't walked out the door yet. I'm super thankful for your guys' comments and various views and subscriptions. I'm seeing people continue to subscribe to the channel, which still completely and totally amazes me. Somebody thanked me for last night's Dot because I said that this was the book I was going to start reading. And a part of me almost wants to be like, don't thank me yet. I actually have to read it on camera and publish it. So that's a thing. And if you've looked back at any of the archives of this channel, I'm pretty sure I started To Kill a Mockingbird almost 2 years ago, and I might just be getting to chapter 5 or chapter 6. That book is long-winded, and there's a reason why I never, ever read it fully while I was in school. I hated reading in school, especially when it's like required reading and they tell you you have to do it. Now that I enjoy it and I see a response from a community on the internet, I enjoy reading. I get a lot of like stress relief. I feel empowered because it's something that I'm able to do pretty well. And yeah, so that's a thing. And yeah, definitely just got really tired really quickly. And even with Mustachio, I'm like, oh, I've been up since 5:30, and I feel like I got so much done, and like I was able to make myself a drink, and I was able to drink a lot of water, and I was able to watch Veggie Tales with my daughter, and she didn't complain too much. We did diaper changes, we did feedings, and I felt like I kind of was able to organize some stuff that I like scrapbooking / journaling. I like making sure I know where everything is in my various forms of life, like my trunk of the car has just been reorganized. My purse has just been reorganized. Yeah. I feel like there was more that happened today, and I can't remember. And this is why I did these videos right now, because it's not even 10:30 in the morning. I've been awake for 5 hours already, and I can barely recall half of what's happened. Not because of a brain fog, just because some things don't take priority. I played on my phone a little bit, which is why this is charging right now. The recycle folks, I have no idea how our recycling bin disappears. This was one thing that pissed me off this morning. We have Monday is our recycling day as well as our trash day. When we moved in, our original recycle bin that came with the house was taken at some point. Don't know what happened. We check again this morning, and the bin is not there. It's gone. I am so I'm so initially infuriated by the fact that this is the second time our recycle bin has either been recycled or taken, that like I told Mustachio, I said, I'm not buying another one. I'm not going to go to Walmart and buy like a $10 bin. It could have been a $5 bin, but the point is, that's money I could be spending on other things, like lunch when I don't want to make it at home. And I was like, I'll go to Costco. I'll pick up an extra box if I need to at Costco and let them recycle that and put our recyclables in it, because this is ridiculous. And a part of me feels like this is a lot of energy, wasted energy and time, just ranting about a flipping recycling plastic bin. It just seems ridiculous to me. But another part of me goes, well, it ticked me off and I'm upset about it. I don't understand why it's so difficult to empty your recycling bin and put it back. Now, the logical explanation in my head is that the folks that end up taking our garbage just tossed it in with the rest of the stuff. But it doesn't make sense, because it looked like a bin. It doesn't look like something that needed to be recycled unless somebody damaged it. Or the other option is that somebody stole it, which, have you seen our recycle bin? It looked kind of janky to begin with. Why would you want to take a recycle bin? But it was just something that irritates me. And I'm looking at I had 2 parables, and then I'll wrap it up it's already almost 15 minutes into this. I'm looking over at my trash bag in my car, and it's interesting to see how trash in our lives piles up from day to day. And if you don't deal with it, it sits there, it starts to kind of ferment, it festers, and it just doesn't bode well for anybody that has to be in the presence of it. So it's just a reminder to me, sometimes, Connie, you need to learn to take out the trash. And that's what I'll be doing momentarily, number 1. Number 2, as I went to make Mustachio tea, because he doesn't do a lot of breakfast things in the morning, but he will do tea, I ended up taking the sugar bowl over to the cup that he was going to use. And I used the scooper in the sherbal instead of a spoon, and just took a full heaping scoop and dumped it into his cup. And at this point, there was no liquid in the cup yet, but I just remember looking at it for a second, the baby on my hip, going, I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's supposed to happen like that. And was able to fish out the excess sugar and put in the appropriate amount, because nobody needs that much sugar in their lives. Too much of a good thing is can still be, like, everything in moderation, including moderation occasionally. Things will balance themselves out at times, but I was just like, it just made me thankful, because I started to think about things that had happened throughout the week, people that I have talked to and potentially offended, and was like, you know, it's amazing that there are definitely times in our lives where we can take something back and it's not going to irrevocably damage, in this case, the cup of tea that was being made, or the friendships that are continuing to be made and built upon. And my mom is coming out now. Yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, you know, some things are not completely irreversible, and other times we need to just take out the trash. Be careful with that and enjoy. Please and thank you. I will see you probably later tonight if some more stuff happens. It's only 10 in the morning. Oh, well.